Hello, and welcome to the webinar, Safeguard Democracy, a Civic Engagement Project, presented by BASE Incorporated and DDON. We are a community partner of DDON, and this project is supported by the Ford Foundation. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Charlene Turner Johnson. I serve as the president of BASE Incorporated. BASE is an acronym for Building Assets to Strengthen Society. The organization is a nonprofit in Highland Park. We have been working since 2007. I'm a Highland Park resident. I've lived in Highland Park since 1954. I'm a former educator in the Detroit public school system and the founder and leader of several community organizations, including Reach Incorporated, which was founded out of my church, 12th Street Baptist Church, the Michigan Neighborhood Partnership, which was a citywide collaborative with neighborhood and faith-based organizations, and the Michigan Nonprofit Association. I founded the Detroit office of that trade association. I'm also a licensed and ordained minister. My mission in life is to be a servant leader through whom God can equip, enable, and empower others to live to their full capacity. I'm also a mother of four. You may know my oldest son, the former mayor of Highland Park, DeAndre Wyndham, and my oldest daughter, who is the founder and CEO of My Sister's Keeper, Tanisha Wyndham. My two other children are working in the background in Highland Park. I'm the grandmother of four and the great grandmother of one. I will be walking you through this webinar. Our agenda for the webinar is as follows. I will do an introduction of our partners. Then we will have the purpose of the Safeguard Democracy Project. We will deal with the question, what is civic engagement? And then we will discuss how you can participate. I'll share with you the timeline for our project and some resources for continual learning. So let me tell you about our partners. As I mentioned, BASE stands for Building Assets to Strengthen Society. BASE is a community-based economic development corporation in Highland Park. We are partnering with DDON, which stands for Detroit Democracy Action Working Network. DDON is building people of color leadership for a progressive power in Michigan. DDON's network includes organizations from Detroit, Inkster, Pontiac, Flint, Muskegon, Saginaw, Benton Harbor, and other communities of color around the state of Michigan. Each of the organizations in DDON is working on a specific project in one of three areas of civic engagement, including voting rights, voting laws, and redistricting. Our funding partner is the Ford Foundation. Ford Foundation is an international foundation. The purpose of the foundation is building a world where everyone has the power to shape their lives. And finally, but most importantly, we are partnering with Highland Park residents and nonprofit organizations who will engage in civic engagement activity for this particular project. So what is the purpose of Safeguard Democracy? Our goal is to promote the democratic process in Highland Park by increasing the number and the capacity of Highland Park residents who are engaged in civic and community service. We hope to build upon and to strengthen Highland Park's rich legacy of civic engagement. Highland Park has many, many wonderful people who are working to promote voting, who are working to do community service, and our goal is to build upon that wonderful legacy. So how will we do that? We have two main objectives. The first objective is to provide information to Highland Park residents. And that information is about two things. One is about our governmental processes and how we as citizens of Highland Park can exercise our rights and the obligations of citizenship, both in Highland Park, around the state, and around the nation. We also will provide information on community service activities that improve the quality of life in Highland Park. In addition to providing information, we will provide many grants. Those grants will be given to groups of residents and nonprofit organizations in Highland Park. The grants will be used to support civic engagement activity in Highland Park. So let us talk about the meaning of civic engagement. There are many definitions of civic engagement, but we have come upon this one definition that we will share. Civic engagement means utilizing knowledge and skills to participate in making improvements in your community. This includes protecting and participating in our democracy. Our President Joe Biden said in a recent speech on Memorial Day that democracy is government by rule of the people, and empathy is the fuel of democracy. So civic engagement really helps us to be concerned about our fellow citizens and to demonstrate our concern with activities that promote the well-being of our community. There are three areas of civic engagement or safeguarding democracy. The first area of civic engagement is community. We want to promote more volunteering, more community service, more service learning, more advocacy, and to build the capacity of neighborhood and faith-based organizations and residents in the community of Highland Park to be engaged in this wonderful city. The second area of civic engagement is government. Understanding how government works is very important. Informing and organizing residents about issues is extremely important, and holding elected officials accountable is the responsibility of the residents of Highland Park. The third area of civic engagement for our project is the electoral area. We want to encourage participation in the electoral process through registering to vote, through voting rights, legislation, and encouraging people to run for office. This is not a political process. This is an electoral process, which is key to civic engagement. This is nonpartisan. We're not promoting any party. We are promoting civic engagement. So I want to share with you some examples and resources that are available to help us understand more about civic engagement. We have a group of resources under the heading of government information. We are very fortunate in Highland Park to have a city government that shares tremendous amount of information and resources through the city's website. So I want to just show you a little bit of what the city's website looks like. As we look at the website, we will see that we can get information about all of the departments of our city government, services that our city provides, how the community is engaged, the community and economic development projects, and there's just tons of information that every citizen has a right to have. And with this information, we can participate more effectively in our city government. There are latest news stories, there's an event calendar, And there are links to our city council members, links to the city commissions that are operating, and ways that you can participate by viewing the various meetings and by participating with issues that are addressed by our city officials. So in addition to the City of Highland Park, the state of Michigan, the Secretary of State's office, is the source for all voting and election information. Of course, at the city level, we have our city clerk, but on the Secretary of State website, we will find all the information we need to know about voting, how to vote as an absentee voter, how to register to vote, all of the voting information. So these are very important resources for all of us to be more engaged in how our government functions. The last two resources are all about new election laws. We know that currently our legislature is reviewing new election laws and is passing new election laws. And so it is important for us to be abreast of what's happening with voting rights in the state of Michigan. This final resource, Rock the Vote, is one that is particular for young people. I just want to can't show you that one. But if you go to this website, you will see that it's a trove of information about how young people can participate in voting. The second group of resources is a group of resources about community service and some wonderful examples about how to participate in community service. We are very fortunate that the state of Michigan has a Michigan Community Service Commission. So we can click on the link to the Michigan Community Service Commission, and we can get information about Volunteer Michigan, the Michigan Community Resilience Program. There's information about AmeriCorps and Vista, Mentor Michigan, which is all about how adults can become mentors of our young people. The Michigan AmeriCorps program. AmeriCorps is a national community service program that provides AmeriCorps members and grant dollars to help us with community service projects. And then, of course, all the activity about how we can volunteer. The Michigan Community Service Commission is a great resource. I want to share with you the resource for Youth Service America. Youth Service America is a national organization that provides so many examples of how young people can be engaged in serving their community. Not only examples, but also training opportunities for adults that are working with young people to be trained in very effective methods of getting young people engaged in the community. In addition to the examples and the training, there are grants, funds that are provided to nonprofit organizations. Those funds can be used to help support community service activities with young people. We have a couple more resources that are listed, and they are similar to Youth Service America, but this last one, streetcivics.com, has 18 examples of civic engagement activities. Great examples that we can use to expand our civic engagement activity in Highland Park. So those are just a few of the examples and the resources that are available to us as we undertake Safeguard Democracy. So the question now is, how can you participate in Safeguard Democracy? How can you participate in the civic engagement projects? Well, we have several ways. The first way is that civic engagement training sessions will be presented as webinars on the BASE YouTube channel. And here you have a link to the BASE YouTube channel. In addition to the training that BASE provides, if you Google civic engagement, or if you Google community service and training, you will see a plethora of other resources that are available in addition to those that we have already discussed. The way that you can participate is by receiving a mini grant. Many grants are available for groups of residents or nonprofit organizations to support their civic engagement projects. The mini grants are up to $300. The application for submitting a mini grant is due by July 15th, and those applications are available on the BASE website, which I will share shortly, and on the BASE YouTube channel. The activity for civic engagement will take place between August the 1st and September the 30th. So funds will be distributed, projects will be implemented, and then at the end of the project implementation period, we will have a collective report out of all of the activity that has taken place in Highland Park. So that's how you can participate, by training, by receiving a mini grant, and then by implementing, conducting a civic engagement project in Highland Park. Finally, I want to share with you some information on resources that are available through BASE. We are located in the Park Place at 15885 Woodward in Highland Park. Our telephone number is 313-252-1060. You can contact BASE for more information about the Safeguard Democracy Project and the civic engagement activities that you would like to undertake if you have questions. Also, the information and the application for the mini grant is available on the BASE website, which is www.baseinfo.org. The mini grant application is also available by email at info@basehp.org. So keep these in mind as you move forward with thinking about how you will participate in Safeguard Democracy. As we close out this webinar, I would like to say that on behalf of BASE and our partners in DDON, thank you. Thank you for viewing the Safeguard Democracy Civic Engagement webinar, and we look forward to partnering with you in your future civic engagement activities. Thank you very much.